still chasing fire through the years half slow. Weights on my back, sweat in my eyes. Old man's fight never says die. Old man on the mat, still standing tall. One more round, yeah, I've heard it all. Grip the edge, don't let it slip. Strength in the soul, strength in the grip.
Hey, Old Man on the Mat crew, this is Tony Jones coming at you another great episode of Old Man on the Mat. Guys, I know I'm saying I'm excited all the time, but I am excited because we have a guy over here with us. This guy, I'm telling you, he makes me feel like I'm sitting on the couch doing nothing. This guy is a prosecuting attorney. He's a photographer. He's a storyteller. He trains at Berserker's Jiu Jitsu Club. That says a lot right there. Ooh. And he's a rock climber. Oh my gosh, dude. With that, guys, let me just jump in. This is Jerry Coleman. Jerry, do you ever rest?
I'm trying to. That's why I became a prosecutor, so I wouldn't be running around the state as much as I used to.
Gotcha, man. Man.
You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep doing things. That's the way I look at it.
I like that, man. I really do, man. Because sometimes we get to our age, we're looking at that retirement, and most guys think retirement is just sitting around doing nothing. And I think retirement, when you sit around doing nothing, you die faster. You know what I mean? You kill
That's
over
right.
faster.
That's exactly what you do.
Yeah, brother.
And I tell everybody during COVID, I'm 69 now. During COVID, that was my dry run at retirement, and it didn't work for me.
You didn't like it, huh?
No, staying at home is not my thing.
I feel you, man. I did the same thing during COVID. I thought, we had a gym at the time, and I got the gym, and everybody had to shut everything down. So I was like, oh, man, good. I'm burned out. I get to sit around and chill for a minute. Man, maybe a week. I was driving myself crazy, man. I was doing all kinds of stuff, and I did sharpen up on my shooting at the range a lot. I was there every day, which is great,
Yeah, if you can do that, that is good.
There you go. Well, Jerry, tell me, how'd you start with, tell me your story. When you started, because I know you're in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu now, and you tried some different things over the years. You taekwondo, judo, you did some different things out there. Now, what made you want to get into the martial arts area?
Okay, well, when I was in high school, I played football. And when I was 17, I took a judo class with my little sister, Vicky, for about 6 months. But it was 30 miles away at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. And that's a long way to go and start interfering with my football and my dating. So I quit. And then when my oldest son, Grant, turned about 12, I put him in taekwondo because I, wanted him to be able to defend himself, and he took it for a while. And then so I thought I might as well take it. Now I got to like orange belt, but he got to a black belt. You know how they do taekwondo? Every 3 months you pay money and
you
test.
Keep going through fast,
And then he quit, and so I work out all the time. I mean, I've ridden bikes since I was about 30, and I used to run all the time. I even did some sprint triathlons when I was about 50.
Wow.
And I started looking for judo again. I thought, I'm 50. And I went, this was before the MMA craze.
Yeah.
And I found a judo place over in Memphis, and they invited me to a class, and it was a bunch of 12-year-old boys. And I said, okay, this ain't for me. So I was just kind of working out. I lift weights some, but my son Grant, my oldest son, when he was in high school, he was in the band, and he made friends with a big football player named Mike Houston, and they ran into each other about 3 or 4 years ago, and Mike had just opened a jiu-jitsu gym called Berserkers.
Yeah, I love that name.
Said, you don't even have to pay, just come on, and Grant started going, and I didn't know about it till he sent me a picture of him in a gi, and his mother thought he was so handsome. He did look good. But anyway, he was, and I started talking to him about it, and he said, Dad, you ought to come by. You just ought to come. I think you'd like it. And then I guess it was December of 2023, I thought, I need to go look at this. And I watched class, and I said, I'll give it a try. And that's how I got started.
Oh, man. Okay. So when you got on the mat, did you feel like, okay, you saw these guys grappling and rolling around with each other. Did it feel like, okay, this is something I can get into? I don't have to do a lot of kicks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Right. Well, karate, that's just jumping around with forms and everything. I couldn't get into that at all.
Yeah.
But this, you can, when I played football, that's why I could never do fine motor skills like basketball or baseball. I
Yeah.
could hit somebody sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
That's kind of what jujitsu is. They're right in front of you. You can grab them and take them down. Now, I want to tell you though, I was, I think I just turned 67 when I started, and my first, it was 4 months before I could complete a class.
Man.
It was as tough a workout as I'd ever had, and I'd had some tough workouts.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, do you have any grown sons?
No, I have two daughters who are grown. Yeah, grown daughters, but they're very athletic.
Yeah.
They do the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, when you have a daughter, I have a daughter, Haley. I see her. She comes and calls. If you have sons, you've got to go find them, and you've got to, bribe them with beer or food.
Come hang out.
And I was looking at it. Yeah, I didn't see Grant. He lives in Memphis, not too far away from me, but I didn't see him very often. But I looked at the jujitsus. I get to see my son at least once a week.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I love it.
And that's how I started it, because I wanted to see him, and it was something we could do together.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it was fun, but it's been a journey,
I love stuff I love stuff you're putting out on your social media there. You're out there grappling, you're out there going to tournaments, man. So, man.
Well, let me tell you about that. That's what I did is I did this for a year, where I was going maybe once or twice a week, and it was all no gi.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then about 14 months in, and Christmas, Christmas 2024, they were selling gis, Berserker gym gis.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I ought to buy a gi. And when I got a gi, I found out, okay, I can go 3 times a week, because, no gi's rough on me, but gi is much slower. I've noticed all guys over 40, they're in gis.
Yeah.
And so I could start going more. And I thought, well, maybe I ought to try and do a tournament. And I found out nobody's my age. So my social media that you see, my TikTok, my son Lance, who does a thing called Pile Driver Comics on TikTok, he said, you need to do a TikTok, Dad. So I thought, well, I can't find anybody to, in these tournaments, because as Mike Houston told me, he said, Jerry, it's not that there aren't people your age in jiu-jitsu, it's that nobody starts at your age.
Right.
And so I'm the only white belt.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I'll recruit. So that's why I started all this. I thought, well, I'll just try and recruit some more people that are closer to my age. It hadn't worked so far, but
okay,
that's why I started.
I get
it. In fact, well, and that's how you saw me, because I put out, I think it was my 4th tournament, and I had two people, Terry and Maddie, who were Berserkers. We all went to a tournament together, and so we had people taking pictures and videos, and I put the one of me and the guy, I think I'm 5'9", he was like 6'6".
Yeah,
and he was 40 years. Yeah, he was 28 and I was 68, and he was my first match, and I just put a picture out there because I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But that's the guys I work out with. They're that age, a lot of them, so I didn't think it was that big a deal. But
yeah.
Everybody else seems to.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of reaction from
I know, man. Because I tell you, in this industry, it's pretty unique. Like you said, you don't see many guys our age starting, but we see a lot of guys our age in there, and they're usually not at our starting level. So when we go in there, it's white belts and blue. You go in there and you see these guys, you're thinking, I don't see anybody my age, and you just getting swept and beat up by these young bucks, man. But you learn faster, right? You learn how to take a beating faster.
Right. And it's, I went to the tournaments because I wanted to compete. And, you show up and you're my age, and some of those tournaments, they say, well, hey, you're the only one here. You can get a gold medal.
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
no, that's basically a participation trophy to
Yeah.
me. I said,
You don't
if
want that.
I'm there, I'm going to compete.
Yeah.
So I volunteered to go down in age and up in weight or whatever it takes for me to get a match. And I don't care if I win because I usually am not going to. I know that.
That's
So,
okay. It's a start, right?
yeah.
It's a start, man.
Hey, but I always think I'm going to win. I always have a plan on how to win.
Right.
So
Hey,
I give it a shot.
that's right, man. You go in there with that mindset of this is my plan. I have a slight plan what I want to do, and you go in there and your plan goes out the window, but you're in there. I love that, man. You're in
You're in
there
there.
doing it, man. But it does make you better, though. Competition does
yeah.
make you better.
You find your holes in your game.
Oh yeah.
And my first competition, what happened was I signed up for it, and all the people in my gym were going, "You sure you're going to do that?" And I said, "Hey, I'm going to do it." And so I have coaches. Mike's a coach, and we Austin and James and Tyler, and there's this other guy Trevor who teaches sometimes. But they were telling me that I needed to work on my stand up because you're going to be standing up, in our gym. And that's one thing I do at my age. I don't do much stand up because that's how you're going to get hurt.
That's how you get injured. Yeah, what you be thinking of age? Yeah.
So I stay down. I stay down when I'm rolling, and the class, a Thursday class before the competition, I had Keelan Watkins, who's from South Africa. In Memphis, you have St. Jude and you have the University of Memphis. So we get people from all over the world, and a lot of them come to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But Keelan and Terry Smith, who's plumber in Memphis, they spent their whole class working with me.
Yeah.
They worked with me on stand-up. You do this, you do this. And I mean, for an hour, drilling me on everything. And
Wow.
I really appreciated it.
That's good.
And when I went to my first match was against a guy who's 20 years younger, and he's bigger. And I went at it doing what they drilled me on.
Yeah.
Over and over. And the match went 5 minutes. I want to tell you, you've done matches.
Yeah.
That I was as tired as I've ever been in my life at the end of that 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've done I've done sprint triathlons. I've done 100-mile bike rides and a half marathon. And I thought I was going to die. And I don't know if I've got a picture. There's only one picture of it, but they go and they pull your arm up.
Yeah.
And my picture is me looking like this when she pulled my arm up.
You
And I
got the
said,
right
"What?"
arm?
Well, so I go up to Mike Houston. I go, "Why did I win? I don't get that." And he said, "Well, you were tied 2-2," and I didn't even know how they scored.
Yeah,
I
right.
just was showing up. And I said, "Oh, well, why did I win?" And he said, "Because you had an advantage when you went down once and you came up." I've since learned an advantage is an almost point.
Yeah, it's almost
But-
means being a little bit more aggressive and trying to get it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Of course, my theory is if you're going to tie a guy that's 20 years older, the ref's going to give it to the old guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I actually won.
No, you
But-
won. The refs don't. I've seen refs. They don't give anything away. In essence, man, you earned that, brother.
Well, and then it's best 2 out of 3 because there's only 2 of us. I agreed to go down, and but he came up to me and he said, "I can't. I thought I'm going to go get beat up this time." And he said, "I think he hurt something," and he said, "I can't do another round."
Oh, wow.
So I got a gold. It might be the only gold I ever get, but
But you got
I
it.
did compete. I did compete to get it.
That's awesome,
And
man.
then I did. Oh, it was fun. And I found something else interesting out is because then I had 2 gi matches, and one was 10 years younger, one was 20 years younger, but they were bigger than me. I had to go up in weight to compete with them, which I didn't mind doing. And the first one, he was 58, and he had been to 6 tournaments and won every one. And
Wow.
he told me after, and he won. We went 5 minutes, but he told me I was a tough old bastard afterwards.
There you go.
He won, but he told me, he said, "I watched your first match with that other guy." He said, "I had all these plans, what I was going to do to you.
Yeah.
I was going to try these because you're an old guy." And he said, "When I saw your match, I said, I ain't going to try any of that. I'm going to just go at it." And it was fun. found out later he sold testosterone supplements for a living.
Oh, okay, got it.
He offered. He said, "I could if you take these supplements. I can make you strong because I don't take any.
Yeah.
I can't take
Yeah,
any.
yeah, I'm with you.
Anyway, you can't take them either.
No, I won't take them. I won't do anything like that. I figured I made it this long in my life. I can keep going, just on me, on little old me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I was diagnosed 15 years ago with prostate cancer.
Oh, wow.
And I don't treat it. I've read the stuff and I said, I'm not going to get one of those operations. I'm not going to get the radiation. It's just everybody I know that does that has side effects. I said, when it starts bothering me, we'll talk about it.
There you go.
But doctors have to sign off on testosterone, and nobody's going to sign off.
No,
on
no one's going to sign off on that.
I would probably take it because I'd like to be strong.
There's some natural things you do. I guess if I say I'm not taking anything, I don't take anything like TRT or anything like that. But there are natural things like Dr. Sebi has some natural organics. Like I take supplements all the time, so I take some of those.
Okay.
Dr. Sebi test.
Dr. Who?
Sebi, Sebi. You can look them up.
I'll look that up.
Yeah, look up their testos, and they have that. It's all organic. And I take what's that? Saw palmetto. I take some of those things. So I try to do everything natural. I'm not a natural a health geek at all. But I try to at our age I try to put the right kind of supplements in. That's about it. I still love my bourbon and my cigars.
Oh yeah, I saw your episode with the bourbon guy. I was really, really jealous.
He's a good guy, man. Oh my gosh, man.
Oh, but yeah, well, I like mine too. In fact, my last tournament, the one with those two 40 years younger, the night before, we went, Terry and Maddie and I, there's supposed to be 6 of us go, but we've got an Airbnb. Only 3 of us showed up. But Terry and I decided that he brought a bottle of Horse Soldier whiskey.
Oh,
I don't know. It's a new one.
Yeah, I know that one.
We finished the bottle off the night before the tournament. We decided next time we're going to do it after the tournament.
After the tournament. Oh, man.
You can't, men, you can't make men grow up.
Yeah.
We
what?
just do what we do.
Growing up is overrated.
Saying, I don't think y'all should be doing this. Yeah, growing up is. Well, it's like me. I say, who knew in my old age and my immaturity would be an asset,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's okay, man. That's good. Well, I strongly believe you're as young as you act, and I don't mean immaturely, but I mean is what you you don't sit on the couch and do the old cane and I'm an old guy and you act like that. And no, you stand out there like what you're doing, man. You're still active. You're climbing rocks with your daughter. You're doing all these things. You're still going to the gym lifting weights too, right?
Right. I think you ought to do that a couple times.
Yeah.
And one thing about the rock climbing, I do it with her, and Haley loves it. I just do it with her, but it uses some of the same principles as jiu-jitsu. Hand grip, you're removing your arms and legs at strange angles.
Yeah.
And the thing that I like is you can't think about anything else except what you're doing, or you're going to fall. Of course, I just do it in the gym because I know I'm not.
Hey, that's okay, man.
It's fun. It's always fun to be the oldest guy at the gym.
Yeah. What do they say? Be the oldest guy on the mat instead of the youngest guy in the nursing home or something like that. I've read that somewhere.
That's a good one. Or it's when I was in college, I took a PE class from a coach, and he said something. He said, if you work out and you keep yourself up, it might not add years to your life, but it will add life to your years.
I like that.
That's what we're all after.
That's right, brother. That's right. That is right. Because so many times we see a lot of the guys out there, and I don't want to go on the tangent of the old farts out there, but we see a lot of guys out there who are probably our age or younger, and they don't move as well. They don't have the strength because they don't work. They don't strength train. And I think it's important all the way through the years. Yeah.
You got to just do it. Of course, on the gym, I really got better at going to the gym when my wife bought me some ear pods so I could listen to something like Old Man on the Mat, but that was about 5 or 6 years ago. And you could go, it's not as boring as when you're just sitting there trying to watch whatever they've got on TV.
Yeah, and it's because I would go into the gym and I like to work out after like 10 o'clock at night. That's why I like to lift weights then. So I'm at the gym, I got the headphones on. There's still guys there, but I get to zone in on what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And it's fun having the headphones on, listening to things and getting it done, man. Being an old guy in there
You, did you say at 10 o'clock at night?
at 10 o'clock at night. I know, I
How do
know.
you sleep?
I sleep hard, man. Because I started
That
doing
would
that.
get me riled up.
I started doing that because I didn't want to be in a crowded gym. You know what I mean? So you get to the gym during the
Oh, yeah.
daytime, it's so buzzed. And I remember going once at night, and I was like, no one's here. I guess I can change my sleeping and all this other stuff. But I get myself wore out. So after I get out of the gym, about an hour later, I'm gone, man. I'm out.
Well, I have an odd schedule. So I go usually in the mornings with, I go to a place called The Works in Marion, and it is a bunch of retired people.
Okay.
So I know all the retired, they're all my age, but
Now, but are doing half of what you're doing, are they?
well, they're doing something.
There you go.
And that's good.
There you go,
They're
man.
they're
That's
doing
awesome.
something. And I don't I don't suggest that any other people my age try to do what I do.
Yeah.
Because I've just always been active, so I think that's helped me do it. And I probably wouldn't have started it if it wasn't for wanting to see my son.
That's
But
cool, man.
I really like it now. I mean,
Yeah.
and you make friends.
Yeah.
Your gym is like a family, and so now I'm hanging around a bunch of young people,
Yeah. And they keep
and
you young, right?
and they treat you well. That's what I've been trying to tell people that are older. If you go to the gym, they're not going to be mean to you. I mean, you might not. They might say, "Okay, he's not going to add anything to what I do, but I'm going to add something to what he does." And I have a gym, the Berserkers. They are so good to me, and I've gotten to know them. I go out sometimes with them, but they stay out later than I do.
Well, they say at our age, the 9 p.m. is the new 2 a.m. or whatever it is.
Yeah, and my son Grant, I left him. They were all about to go, and they delayed and delayed. And I said, I'm going to go home. I don't, and since I'm a prosecutor, when I became a prosecutor, I quit driving at all after having a beer.
Yeah.
So because I figure people will see that and say he just does that because he knows nobody's going to
Yeah,
pull
that's
him
yeah.
over.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to give that impression. So I just don't drink anything and drive anymore.
Here you
When
go.
I go, I'm always the designated driver if they need.
That's cool, man. Now, on that subject, what made you decide to go to be a prosecutor as opposed to a defense attorney, or just a
No,
litigator?
no, I have been everything. I've been a defense attorney my entire life.
Yeah.
I represent people charged with murder and people that are trying to put on death row. That's what I've done my entire life.
Wow.
It was just basically last week I tried cases all over the state of Arkansas, and it's just been the travel has been getting to me.
Okay.
And I mentored the elected prosecutor in our district,
Wow.
and yeah, her name is Sonia Foniciela Haygood, and she wonderful attorney, wonderful person, and she's been after me for a few years to change and work for her. And she called me Thursday, and I said, "Okay, I told you someday when you call, I'd say yes," and I'm saying yes. So
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm working out now. Well, I'm looking forward to it, but I'll be closer to home, and but I'll still be doing. I like to go to court. I like to try cases. I
Oh,
like to try
man.
jury trials.
Now, is it a big
And I
mental
still have
shift to that from going from the regular what you were doing before, the defense attorney to prosecuting? Is it a mental shift, or is it just normal things but on the other side?
Well, in the civil thing, it's kind of normal things, but in the criminal, it's going to be a big mental shift because it's. I've represented a lot of people that have been charged with doing some really bad stuff. In fact, I used to represent people on death row, and I quit doing that because that's just awful. And so it's going to be a mental shift. But when here's my thought is if I'm going to start something new and I'm 69, I better get started. you know,
You better get started. That's right.
and I'll enjoy it because I'll get to go try cases, and I like that. But it also I won't be out of town as much, so maybe I can train better.
All right, there you go.
I go to the night classes, and maybe I can. I miss a lot because if I'm in trial for a week, I'm out of town.
Yeah, you're
in a
gone. Yeah,
hotel, and
man.
so but it'll be fun to do something different,
Yeah.
and that's how I look at it. And I'm all about as you get older, you should as you get older, you do more and more things for the last time and fewer for the first. So I'm looking for new first things to do.
I like the way you think, man. I like that. I like that, man.
Oh, well, but I tell you, jujitsu has kind of taken over my life because it just does that because you want to go and train all the time, and you think about it, and you're planning for your next tournament. I've signed up for a tournament in February in IBJJF.
Okay,
and then I'm looking for another. Yeah, do you do the different? All the tournaments have different weight categories.
They're all different. You just got to follow whatever you fall into. I don't know if you try to go up and down in weight because you're fighting at what weight?
I right now I weigh 215, and my last one, and this coming one is 222. The last IBJJF I did, what I do is I go and I find the oldest guy there, and then I just sign up for that group.
Okay.
Instead of signing up as Master 7, I'd sign up for where I know somebody's at.
Okay.
I did find something out. IBJJF is kind of different because I had starved myself for my first tournament, and I thought, I'm not going to do that again. Well, I went to the 208. This was up in St. Louis.
Yeah.
With the gi on.
Yeah.
And that was hard for me to make. In fact, Mike Houston had to sell me a lighter weight gi so I could make weight.
Yeah.
But I thought, hey, cool. I'll show up at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm supposed to have the match at 2.
Yeah.
And I'll start eating and drinking. Well, at IBJJF, you don't weigh in until about 30 minutes before your match.
You get to step on the mat.
Very upset.
You're like, crap.
Yeah. So I don't think I would have won, but I was ahead in that one for a while, but I was dehydrated and hungry, and I thought,
man.
Okay, I'm going to just go with the heavier unless there's
and be done with it, Yeah, because it's less you have to do. You just got to work on your skill and whatever it is, That weight cut is not fun, man. When you're trying to cut for a weight.
Oh no,
man.
I never. The other thing about the IBJJF. I looked after my first match. They have rankings of people.
Mm-hmm.
Competitors.
Yeah.
So I looked up Master 7 white belt. There are 0 people there. So they had ranked me in the Masters 5. That's what I competed in the first time. So I was sending a message. I said, I ought to get points in Master 7 so I could be ranked first.
So you could be ranked. Right.
They didn't think that was a good idea.
No.
So they said that's not our rules. You get and the one I got coming up, I'm in Masters 4 because there's nobody in 5.
Yeah, so you just got to go to the highest one you get. That's it. And some of these tournaments are like that. Sometimes you'll find that the bracket's packed. Then sometimes you'll find it's very sparse. You just got to get in where you can get in.
Right.
Oh yeah. Now
usually it's sparse. I've had one where there were 4 of us, and that was that last one I did where there were I say there were 4. There were 4 in each, in no gi and 4 in gi. But I was in everybody I was up against was 25 years younger. They're in their early 40s.
Okay, they're still babies.
No gi were all in their 20s.
Yeah, so. Man, them no gi guys. Now, do you like competing at no gi best or gi?
I actually feel more comfortable no gi because I did that for 14 months.
Yeah,
and the fact they're younger and bigger doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you something. I had one young man. He was 30. I don't even have a picture of him because, some of these things you're moving here and there and you don't, the people around you.
Yeah.
And he didn't have anybody with him either. But afterwards, he came up and talked to me, and he was telling me his life story and everything. He said, "But I got to tell you something. I looked you up. They look you up on SmoothCom,
Okay. Yeah.
and then they go when they find your name, they go to Instagram or to Facebook." And they all see a picture of me with my hand being raised, and somebody that's obviously younger than me that I'm in a match with. He said, "Man, all my friends were telling me that old guy's going to beat you, and we're going to ride you like you cannot believe." He said, "So I'm going to let that happen." I have no, and I've noticed the young men in no-gi, people say, I think they're holding back. They come at me hard.
Those guys are trying to kill you, man.
Well, not. Here's what they do. They make sure they got me under control.
Yeah.
And I'm used. Every time I roll, somebody's mounting me, so I'm pretty good at defending down there for a while. But but I will say, everyone I've been up, when they get me under control and they don't jerk or crank. They're trying to get me submit.
Yeah.
They don't want to hurt me. And they're worried
awesome.
they're going to.
That's good. Well, we showed up for some of those guys.
Well, when I roll at the gym, all the time I'll sit because I make a lot of noise.
Yeah,
I
the
talk
grunt,
while they're doing it, and they'll go when they first start rolling. I'll land. I'll go, and they'll go, "You okay? You okay?" I said, and I tell them all, "I'm old. I'm not fragile. Let's just
making
go.
some
I'm
noise.
gonna make a lot of noise." Yeah. Having fun.
That's right, man. That's funny. It's listen to those guys like you were saying, the guys that look you up, and there's a lot of guys out there look their competition up and before the tournaments and stuff. And I don't know about you, but back from way back when I was first in martial arts, when I was the first art that I've taken in Kodokan, he always taught us, don't even pay attention to your opponent. Don't know who they are until you step on the mat with them. And that was because it's a mental thing. And so I've never looked up any opponents and stuff like that because, one thing I don't want to get in my head, like that guy, seeing a guy, seeing you beat some guy and it's like, oh, man, I got to make sure he does that to me. He's not going to beat me. Then it takes you out of your game, in my opinion,
Right.
So I would never look at the guys.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I don't look them up because I never know where they're going to put me. Because when I show up, they say nobody's in your division, and I say put me wherever you want.
That's cool.
And
oh man.
Well, and I know some guys go in and they're the only one. They get their gold and they medal and they like it. But my son Grant, when he was 12, he did a duathlon with me where you run 2 miles, bike 10, and then run 2. And he came in first place in his age group, 12 to 15. He said, "Dad, I was the only one in my age group." I said, "But you got off your butt and you're the only one who did
the work." That's right.
Did the work. Well, if you go to a jiu-jitsu tournament and they just you're not doing anything.
You ain't doing nothing.
You're just showing up.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm not doing that. And they keep telling me I'm going to get hurt. And I agree with that because all the young guys I know are hurt.
Yeah.
Have you ever been injured?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been injured?
Oh, yeah. I still have injuries that are dragging from years back at my judo days and my open mat fighting days and all that stuff. And then Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I roll cautiously now. I have to tape up everything. I have to do a whole bunch of stretches before I roll. Yeah. And I try to roll smart, as I call it. I don't do a whole bunch of fast movements, jumping on somebody. You will never see this old fart do a flying nothing.
No, I've tried to do some. I move as I've got all these videos up, and as I tell everybody, when I'm going for my move, I look like I'm going in slow motion.
There you go, man.
and I haven't. I've been hurt once, and it was at that tournament. It wasn't the two 20-something-year-olds that hurt me. The first gi match I had, I don't know if this is strategy, but every time I'm in gi, I hear these guys, their coaches say, "Jerk him down." I think it's because they're bigger and younger.
They want to do that jerk down, that pull down.
Yeah. That pull. And so, and usually they jerk me down. I stand right back up. But I had this he jerked me down. I landed on my knee wrong. And it hurt. I got off the mat. And then they called my name again, and I was with Terry and Maddie. They said, you can't move. I said, I can beat him. Watch, because I think I can always win.
Yeah.
And I will always contend I would have won if I could have moved my knee worth a flip.
Oh, man.
But it took 6 weeks to recover. And it wasn't, I didn't tear anything. It just strained it.
And it's the age we are, man. Things heal slower, man. It's just we got to be smarter. There's no more young guys spit on it, rub dirt in it, and get back out there. It's
Well, I keep trying to think that's what I'm doing, because one reason I'm doing a lot of tournaments, because at 69, I realize I probably have a limit to how much longer I can do it.
Yeah, I get
so
it,
I'm
man.
going to try and do all I can until, because someday I'll wake up and say, I can't do this anymore. I guess.
Yeah, and I get it, man. But that's where you live in your life, and that's pretty cool, man. But if I give any advice, which I don't have a whole lot of advice to give on Brazilian Jiu Jitsu or grappling or anything, but it's just at our age, it's easy, to get injured. So just do it smart. That's it, man. Go hard, but go smart. That's it.
And the people I'm working with, they make sure they don't hurt me, and they try and help me figure out how to not get hurt.
Yeah.
But the thing I noticed about jiu-jitsu when I first started it that was different, because for one thing, there's a lot of women. There are women at our.
That means you got a great place, I believe. If you have women there. Yeah.
Oh, well, Mike Houston's wife, Mary Beth, she just got her brown belt. And that's one of the first things I saw. They did a conveyor belt roll.
Yeah.
And I saw her, and she looks like a model. She's like 5'10" or something, and real slender. And some guy and her were rolling, and she was giving him hell. And and he was a lower belt, but he wasn't that much bigger than her, but I was so impressed with that. I thought, I need to learn how to do that.
Now, I tell you, man, some of those gyms out there, and I think it's a good measure of a gym, and it's just my opinion, if you have women in your gym, because a lot of times I travel around now, so I travel a lot, do my thing. I'm semi-retired, so I travel around. And I go into different places. And if I look them up, if it's a gym with no women there, I won't go. Just because I don't want to go into a meathead area where everybody's trying to kill each other and everything. But when I find there are women there, it's like, okay, it means the whole atmosphere is more welcoming, in my opinion.
Well, one of my friends said I should be an honorary woman because they all like rolling with me because I'm the guy that they can beat. They are. I'm not kidding. Like, Maddie's my friend, but I get armbarred by her every time. She's even shown me how she does it. And there's one, Veronica, she does this thing and I've been to 3 open mats with her. And she's like sitting on my head with my head pointing one way, my arms out the other way in an arm bar, and it hurts like a devil. And after this, I said the last time, I said, I know what you're doing. I'm going to stop it. Nope. And then she invited the guy over. She showed me what she did. And I'm not limber enough to either do it or defend it.
That's
what I decided. But it's a lot of fun. And I noticed that in our gym, the women, they'll go off and do things together too, which is really good. And the men they all match to me. I know when I'm working out with them, the ones that are white belts, they'll try and kill me, but the higher belts, they don't try and out muscle me.
Right.
They try to let me work, and they keep pointing things out.
Yeah.
And,
but that's a good gym that does that, man. Yeah, you're right. They're supposed to do that. Yeah. That's right. But you'll see some of those white belts, like you're saying, man, those spazzy white belts, man, they just have something to prove. And I understand it. It's not that they're being dicks or anything like that. It's just that's what they think they come in to win. And so they're just pounding out all the time. And they'll learn,
They do. Yeah. Well, and it's a lot of fun. I did know we had a woman visitor once, and we were doing, one of those things where you just roll with whoever. And I think she had just started, and she rolled with 3 or 4, and then she came after me. Yeah. And I thought, she thinks she can beat me. That's what she. And I was determined, this girl is not going to pin me. I don't even know her.
Oh, oh man.
But I have a lot of people ask me, how I can go in and get it in these matches with these big younger guys, and that's all I work
That's
out.
all you work out with.
Men,
That's
they're
cool.
all bigger and stronger and fast, and younger. Everybody at my gym was old enough to be my son or grandchild,
There you go.
child or grandchild.
There you go.
They yeah, that's a lot of fun.
But you have a
But
gym like that full of guys like that, and you're the oldest one. It does make you better. It makes you it makes you more. Your reaction times pick up. Your flexibility gets there a little bit more because they are flexible. So you have to move and adapt. Not that they're trying to hurt you,
Yeah.
but you have to move with them. So it helps you out a lot, man.
Well, I want to tell you about the thing about my gym. My first tournament that I went to, a bunch of them turned out to watch. Well, there were 3 of us competing.
Yeah.
And they all come to watch.
That's
and they were
awesome.
so excited that I won something.
Yeah.
They were, patting me on the back and everything. So I set up to go to another tournament, and it was going to be by myself. Nobody else was going. It was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And one of my Berserker friends, Dan Buchanan, he's an attorney in Memphis. He's a prosecuting attorney in Memphis, but we only know each other by going to the gym.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't want you to go alone. I'll go with you.
Oh man.
And he went with me.
That's cool.
Because we went the night before. And then I had another one in St. Louis set up to go. I have 2 kids in St. Louis, Lance and Haley. And I was just going by myself. And Terry Smith said, I'll go with you. And we set up to go. And then my wife decided, we found out she could visit with my kids.
Yeah.
So we went. But, they will go out of their way to help you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is a different
And-
mindset, man. I've seen it in different martial arts too, but I'm saying at a certain age when you go in there, it's a family environment. It's friends, they're family. They look out for each other, they help each other. It's not what most guys think. If they're not in the art, I don't want to go because these guys are just going to beat me up. No, it doesn't do them any good to just beat you up and you quit the next day. They want you to be around long term. So they're going to help you all along the way, man. It's really cool, man. Cool environment.
It is. And the environment, all environments, all gyms, all businesses. I've represented a lot of businesses as a lawyer over the years. They all reflect the personality of the dominant member. That's the way they are.
Yeah.
And our dominant member, Mike Houston, he's really smart. He's an engineer, but he looks at the jiu-jitsu. It's called a club.
Yeah.
It's like, these are my friends and we're rolling.
That's cool.
And that's kind of the atmosphere I get because his wife's there. Dan Buchanan, I mentioned, his wife, Elizabeth, goes sometimes. We have my son Grant and I, and we got a woman, her name's Ruby, and her teenage daughter Delilah goes.
Oh man.
And then we have we got a guy named Brendan Rye. He is a wrestling coach at a high school.
Yeah.
And man, you can learn a lot from a wrestling coach, but his wife, Jasmine, comes too. And it's great. It's just a real family atmosphere. I like it.
That is cool, man. See, that's what it is like that. It's a family atmosphere, man. Now, does your wife train with you also or no?
Oh no, she's got a bad back. She doesn't, I wouldn't let,
She's like, you go do your thing.
But she works out. No, she works out all the time though. She's always worked out.
Yeah.
And we always we've got 4 kids and we had a rule that if one of us was exercising, the other was going to watch the kid.
Yeah.
There's no questions asked.
That's cool.
And she still goes to the gym and does, those aerobic classes, which I don't have the rhythm
That's
to
what
do.
I'm saying. Those crazy classes, I call them.
I can't do that. I've tried and I can't keep up.
Oh man.
But she stays in really good shape because it's just always been important to us.
Yeah, and that's good though. That's important. You guys are doing it together.
The thing is, you want to be able to do everything when you're, as you get old. You don't want to say, I can't do that because of my this or that. So you got to stay in shape, and we keep trying.
There you go. Do you have a stretching routine you do every day or no?
Well, I do every time before I work out or lift weights, I do the same stretching, but it's mainly just stretching my waist and arms back. It's not real involved. I just want to make sure everything's warmed up.
Everything's moving. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm one of those guys that I didn't like doing like in football. I didn't like going out and working out for 30 minutes beforehand. I want to save every ounce of energy I have for what I'm about to do.
There you go. Now, being an older guy coming on the mat and training and everything. Now, what advice you give somebody else coming in, some other older guys that see you and say, like you said, you're on your TikTok trying to recruit some guys. What would you tell these guys that finally say, you know what, I'm going to go try it? What would you suggest they do, the first thing they do before they get there?
Well, first I'd look for a gym where people are friendly.
Yeah, that's important. That's very important.
That's important. But the thing I think you've got to do is start slowly. Like when I started, I went once a week, and I don't think it was 4 months in before I could finish a whole class.
Okay, that's
because
right.
they rolled the last 30 minutes, and my goal was, okay, next week I'll try to roll maybe 3 more minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that was like nothing I'd done, since I was a teenager. It was just brutal. But after a while, you get used to it. You got to work in it slowly. I also would suggest that they probably do the gi classes, because that's what most older guys do.
Yeah, I love the gi.
Well, I like it too. I know I like working out both ways, and I work out with some really big guys, and I think they're like 6'2". Dan's real tall, Jerry Sanders and Houston Landry. These guys are 6'3" and weigh 260, 280. And so if you're in a gi, you can't slow them down.
Right.
So
right.
I work out better with them with no gi, because you can slide places easier, because they control. Hey, guys that big and that strong, they control you.
Yeah.
They grab and you're not moving anymore.
That's true.
So you got, but they are, like I said, every time I'm rolling with one of them, they say, okay. What I like is the upper belts and these bigger guys, these young guys, they'll say, okay, get me in, Chuck, get me in this.
Yeah.
And then, the strength is the last thing to go, and I'm pretty strong for my age, but they'll work out of it.
Yeah.
And that's more of a challenge to them to work out of it than to just roll with me and watch me fall over and fall down. They keep saying, hey, why are you on your back? Well, that's where I always end up, mounted and turning sideways and trying to fight it.
There you go. Then you learn how to fight out of that so much, so then you're good at that, right?
That's the one thing I can do pretty well, is if I'm mounted, I can delay, not stop, but I can delay them submitting me.
There you go. That's a start, man.
Fact, the youngest guy I took on was 27, and when they're 27 and they weigh 215 like I do and have no body fat, they're just muscled up.
Solid
guys.
muscle, man. Yeah.
I posted that, and I got him. I was trying to pull him down, and he flipped, and he got on top of me, but the match went I think it went 3 minutes, a little longer, because I'm not easy to get control of, because I can defend it.
Yeah,
of course,
good defense. Yeah,
like I said, he was also trying not to hurt me when he was on top of me, because he knew he was in control.
He said, "I can't hurt my grandpa."
Yeah. Well, they call me Unc and Gramps, and this is on I get a lot of messages on TikTok and Instagram from people when I started posting all this.
Yeah.
And they're so nice, and they keep telling me I'm an inspiration. I said, so I'm inspiring you to go get beat up by young guys?
That's a different kind of inspiration.
Yeah. I tell people, it's kind of like with the way I treated my prostate cancer. I am probably not a role model for you. If we had a guy, I've seen some older guys that are joining now, but they don't want to compete. And I don't,
Hey, teach his
you
own.
don't have to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to compete. There's no big deal about it. Uh, it's I like doing it, but I have free time. If I worked on Saturdays and was making money, I might not do it.
Yeah. There you go. And I get it. You know what, man? You have a good mindset, and that is a good way to think about it, these guys. Now, let me ask you this. Let's back up a little bit. I know you just touched it again.
Okay.
Excuse me. But you had prostate cancer. You were diagnosed with prostate cancer. What was your mindset when you first heard it? Did you feel defeated? Because it seemed like where you are now, you wouldn't have taken it so like you were defeated by it. You were just like, okay, another challenge. What was your mindset when you
Well,
first got it? When you first diagnosed it?
when first diagnosed it, they did the biopsies, and because it was just a normal medical exam. My doctor friend made me do it. I kept not wanting to, but he said you might have cancer. So, and they said, okay, here it is, and we need to cut your prostate out. And so I did some research, and I found that survival rates for those who get surgery and those who don't get surgery were about the same.
Very close.
And
Yeah.
and I am I kind of think I'm invincible, but my mother died on my 10th birthday of cancer.
Wow.
And they told her you can live maybe 6 months or more longer if we cut out your colon and your intestine that do all the stuff they do. And she said, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to live like that. I'm not going to die like that.
There you
That's
go.
the way I looked at it. I'm not going to do, if I don't have any symptoms, you know, uh, where it's bothering me, then I'm not going to do something. And I might be guessing wrong. I am rolling the dice, but they did a biopsy. They did 5 years later, they did another biopsy, and he says it's quadrupled in size. And we need to take it out. And I said, well, if it quadruples a few more times, I'll be in trouble, but I'm not going to do it. So he sent me to a radiologist.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the radiology stuff, he was telling me what you had to do and how it hurt. And I said, I'm not going to do that. And he said, if I had your attitude, I wouldn't do it either.
Oh, wow.
So I monitor my PSA, and
Yeah.
I might have guessed wrong, but I've had 15 good years, so
And this was
I think
15
I
years
guessed
ago.
right. Even
Praise God. Okay.
15 years. So I don't get. I don't get sick very often. I never get the flu or
Yeah.
anything. So I did get COVID, but other than that, I really don't get sick much. So I don't worry about things.
Yeah,
I figure
I get.
you got a little time limit. When your time's up, it's up.
It's up no
But
matter what. That's right. That's right.
yeah, but I'm not going to cut on myself and mess myself up. So
To get a couple out.
unless I just have to.
I get it, man. I get it. Now, are you taking any supplements now? I know we've talked about it earlier, with the TRT and stuff. You're not doing that, but
No,
any supplements and stuff?
I just take vitamins.
Yeah.
I just take some vitamins.
Yeah.
And I wish I would take all this testosterone. They say it makes you a lot stronger. I'd take it.
Yeah.
Because I would like to be a lot stronger, but if I ever have a match against somebody my own age, I'll probably get beaten that, and then I'll say, okay, my jujitsu sucks too. But,
Right. And my jiu-jitsu.
yeah. But as it is, if you're going up against guys that much younger, you're not expected to win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I'm just doing it to have a good time.
And you know what? Most guys that have that mindset of going out there just having a good time, they do so much better at a contact sport or grappling or Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. They have so much more fun. They learn faster. They actually start winning more, in my opinion, from what I've seen, because they do
Really?
have a good time. Yeah, you're out there having a good time doing it, man. Why stress yourself out of
I
life?
was wondering that.
Yeah.
A lot of the people I see, they're really stressed to be out there, and I don't know if it's. Of course, I'm in front of people all the time, so I'm in front of lots of people in court.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me
Yeah.
to be in front of people. And I think that's what a lot of people are worried about. I'm there and somebody's going to see me mess up and I'm going to do bad. Well, if when I went to tournament, nobody's paying attention to you.
No one's thinking.
They're paying attention to their own thing.
Yep.
And you don't have a lot of people watching.
Yep.
The one thing I will say, every opponent I've had has come up to me and said something along the lines of, "I really respect the fact you came out and did this."
That's
and
cool.
Most of the referees do too.
Yeah.
And most of the old coaches do.
Yeah.
And they're probably thinking, "Wow, I got to explain to my people why I'm not doing this now."
Like, damn it, that guy.
But well, most of the coaches I see are, I don't see many of them over 60. They're all younger men
Yeah.
that do this.
Because one of the older ones, I think a lot of times the older ones, just like in any art, most of the old ones are fading off. Just in retirement, doing other things.
Yeah.
They spent a chunk of their life doing this. So it's time to do something else and let the younger guys come through. And that's what I'm thinking they may be thinking. But, hey, as long as you're having fun doing it, I don't know about you, but I talk a lot on the mat. I laugh a lot when I'm rolling.
I do.
I'm the guy, man. I'm the guy talking and laughing,
Well, when they sweep me, I start laughing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that was good,
I'm not, I get. But see, I have a different attitude. I started biking when I was 30, which is, most people start at 15. I started running when I was 40, and
Yeah.
I did those sprint triathlons. I did 3 or 4 of them when I was about 50. And the thing that I think's neat about that and starting jiu-jitsu at 67 is that if you're starting something at an old age, you're going up. You're learning something. You're improving. You're doing better at your age. The people who have been doing it 20 years and are now your age, they're going down.
Yeah,
And
okay.
they feel bad because they are declining. Their skills are declining, their speed, their strength. So there's a lot to be said for entering into activities that you can improve at when you're older. And that's why I look at, I'm still improving at jiu-jitsu because I'm really bad. I mean, I've got 4 stripes on my white belt, and I'm over two years into it, and I've always contended 2 of those stripes are for age.
Take it where you can get it, brother.
Well, I'm a white belt, and I think that's exactly where I need to be. I don't think I have any. I don't think I'm blue belt material right now. I want to be, but
But you know what?
but that's
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. Go ahead.
No. I'm going to say when your blue belt comes, it means it's time for that. You know what I mean? You may not think you're ready for it. It'll pop up before you know it. Or any kind of promotion you get, blue, brown, purple, all the whole. Most guys that I think that deserve those belts don't think they deserve it. You follow me?
Okay. Well, the thing I've noticed about jiu-jitsu that's way different than the karate is they don't give those belts away.
Yeah.
We do 2 belt thing. I think we've done 3 belt ceremonies in the 2+ years I've been there.
Yeah.
And you don't move up fast. You've got to earn it. And I respect that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I always thought karate, I mean, that's the way you make money, and you got a bunch of little kids. I guess that's how you keep them interested. But you got so many belts, and every 3 months you got to pay for a belt.
Yeah.
And in this, of course, you don't test. Well, at my gym, you don't.
The testing is
when
you come into class training all the time. That's your testing, going through that every day. Yeah.
Right. And I had no stripes until for 18 months.
Yeah.
And
right.
And and then I got 3 at once. So that's when I said 2 of them are for age.
He was just trying to get rid of the rest of the tape on that roll to start a new one.
Yeah.
There you go. Get these out of here.
There you go. I tell you, see, the thing that's kind of funny, I've known Mike, the instructor, since he was a teenager, and he was a good football player.
Yeah.
But he doesn't look like, he's 41 or 2 now, and he's big, muscled up, and got tattoos all over like a lot of the jiu-jitsu people did.
Yeah.
I got my first tattoo this year. I mean,
what'd you get, man?
Well, my daughter Haley has been after me for 5 years saying, we got to get matching tattoos, Dad. And I said, sure. Because I know she doesn't have any. None of my kids have. She's not. And I showed up in St. Louis and she said, I've got a tattoo. And it's a sword with a scale of justice.
Yeah, love
And I
it.
said, my daughter's a therapist. and I said, "What's this got to do with you?" And she said, "Reminds me of you, Daddy." And I said, "Okay, we're going to
Oh,
get him." So I got one. I'm going to get another one, but it's going to be jujitsu related, probably
yeah.
Berserker.
Oh man, that's awesome, man. Your daughter's tattooed. She said hers reminds her of you, man. You're a good dad.
Yeah, we got matching.
That's good
It's
stuff.
kind of fun.
That's good stuff,
You,
man. But if I give you advice on a tattoo, you just said that you're going to get one something jujitsu related. Don't get your gym's name on you. That's a jinx. Don't do that.
oh,
Yeah, don't.
well, Ruby, she got our. Uh, I'd have to show you. It's a bear fighting a snake. That's the big logo they put on everything. She got that on her leg. I wouldn't get something I don't want anything with any color anyway.
Yeah.
So don't get the name.
Don't get your gym's
So
name on you.
so get the symbol maybe.
You can get symbols. You can do whatever. I'm just teasing you, man. You do.
They got to say, well, that's they use that. I think I might
There you
I'll
go.
get that on.
Don't get a big tattoo across your chest, but Berserker Jiu Jitsu Club.
Okay.
Don't do
Well,
that.
I hadn't thought about that. There's a lot of things that people say are jinx
Yeah.
I've listened to them because some of them seem to be true.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of them are true, man. But, I'm just teasing. But, you get what you like. I've just seen over my years, I've seen some guys get their gym logo. And then next thing you know, next time you see them, they're not around the gym anymore. They're gone. And that's happened more than twice. I've seen that. I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah. Don't put that on your body.
Well,
man.
when I say it, usually it's women and men who put their husband or boyfriend or girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Then they're gone.
Yeah, and then the next thing you know, there's a big black bolt of lightning over it. They got to get rid of the name.
I tell you, I've never done that, man.
So, do you have any?
Yeah, I have a couple. Just have two. I have
Good.
my Superman logo. I keep trying to show that thing. My Superman logo there.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and then I have a sword that I've been looking for years to get done. I can't see it there, but it's a sword handle that
you're in good shape, dude.
Hey, I tell myself that
you got muscle tone. I'm impressed.
I appreciate it, man. That's because right now when we're talking off camera, I'm just flexing, trying to get them big. No. Oh man.
Well, that's why you work out, because all men think they look good in their studs from about age 12 to I think 94,
We think
something like that. Yeah, men look in the mirror and they see themselves as their 18-year-old self,
yeah.
and women look in the mirror and they find every fault that they can.
I know, and we don't see any in ourselves. We think we're still the model walking around.
Well, when I went to the Philippines, my son Austin married a Philippine girl, and they had a baby, and so we go there. My wife and I went there to visit, and I told my daughter-in-law Amelia, I said, I want to go to a gym in the Philippines, and she worked so hard to find me, and she finally found one. It's called Neighborhood Jiu Jitsu, and it was in Manila, and I show up to their open mat, and there are three of them there, and they look like they should. Did you ever see that show, The Mod Squad?
Yeah.
It was with the three good-looking young people. That's what they look like. These really incredibly good-looking people. But they worked with me and rolled, and it was so much fun. But the girl that was there, her name's Alex, and she may have weighed 90 pounds. I'm not sure. But they videotaped our session, and I rolled with her. And I thought I was in fairly good shape. I looked like Santa Claus next to her. I thought, I gotta lose more weight.
Right.
I probably should be. I probably should be competing about 170, 180 pounds. I weighed 155 and played football in high school.
Oh man, so yeah. Well, that's why you got to wear the gi. Don't go no gi anymore.
Well, I want to tell you, when you can tell, you're sitting there, I'm going, how? I didn't know I was that fat.
Right.
I got to do something. Don't roll with 80, 90-pound girls on video.
That's right. That's number one.
Yeah, and she was just so much faster than me.
Yeah.
It's just, you know.
Smoother, faster, the whole thing. These young people and small people, wow.
Oh, and they just move. I mean, they get behind me, all of them, so
Fast.
quickly.
Oh.
And it just pisses me off because I keep thinking, I wish I was younger, but I keep thinking, yeah, they probably beat me then too if they're the same age.
That's right. Age
But it'd be
doing it,
fun.
right?
Yeah, we keep trying, we keep trying. Uh,
Jerry, I love your attitude, man.
yeah.
I love
Hey,
it, man.
well, I like yours. I've been listening to your podcast because I've been looking for one
Oh
to
man.
listen to, jujitsu related, and you come out, I think, once a week is
Yeah, every Tuesday I try to put one
or
out, man. Appreciate your support, man. I
yeah.
appreciate that, man. That's awesome, man. So so you are
Yeah,
one
I
fan out
was
there.
well. The bourbon guy got me. I really liked him.
Yeah.
A lot of it, and there's a lot of people. That's what I thought. Okay, I don't. What's he going to talk to me about? I don't have credentials, and I'm not selling anything.
Well, I tell you, man, out there, my goal with this thing, as you probably seen, is just talk to everybody, everyday guys like yourself, man. Because I tell you, there's more of us out there than the big famous guys, and nothing's wrong with talking to them. But I like the everyday guy. And you're talking about
Yeah,
bourbon and ballistics. He's a small guy out there and doing his thing, and
yeah.
I just love that. It's like when I saw you, I'm just like, that's a guy I need to talk to because you're out there, and I saw your video first, and then I heard you talking on one of your videos. I said, I love that guy's attitude. You were laughing and talking about something. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great attitude.
Well, when I started them, I started, the talking head, and I thought I don't like to look at myself that much, so I did some where I just talked over video,
Yeah.
and my son Lance said, "You need to keep doing those, Dad. Those are better."
That's a lot better. That's good stuff, man. Jerry, I tell you, you're good stuff, man.
Well, thank you. Like I said, I enjoy yours, and I enjoy jujitsu, and I like anything that encourages it. And like, I still hope to encourage some older people to join, and so I can do a Master 7 at IBJJF one day.
One day.
Well, I'm trying to tell people if there's two of us, we can be ranked first and second.
That's right. Now that's the way to come at it, man. Jerry, that's good stuff, man. I hope you get some guys to follow you, brother. But this has been awesome, man. I'm telling you, you've made my day. I love to smile and laugh and have a good time, and especially with guys with the same mentality.
Yeah.
And you're that guy. But
This
before
is
we
fun.
go, how's everybody reach you? Tell us, everyone, how they can find you and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm on Instagram. I'm under Jerry underscore Coleman 54, which was my number in high school. But I got to warn people. I warned people. I had a mother say, I'm going to have my 10-year-old daughter follow you. I said, I used to be a bikini photographer for a hobby.
So let's not do
There's
that.
so no, she said, oh, that's fine because it's the first 200. That's how I started the Instagram. Some of the models said, you need to be on Instagram. So
Okay.
I quit doing that. So everything else, there's other photography. And then I started the jiu-jitsu, and that's pretty much all I do now. And then I did now on Instagram, and I might change all my names. I'm geriatric jiu-jitsu, as in JERRYATRIC, geriatric, which is a play on words.
I
And
love
I
it.
didn't think it up. One of the guys that was following me, his name is Josue Gonzalez, I think, said, you ought to call yourself this. So I changed my name.
That, man, that's good stuff.
I thought I was under really old guy jiu-jitsu, and then I thought, no, geriatric.
Geriatric, I'm
That's
telling you,
me.
that is good. That's good. That's good.
Well, we'll see. Like I said, if I succeed in getting more people to come, I'll be happy. But I haven't yet.
All right, brother.
So,
But hey,
or none that I know of.
they're hiding in the shadows. They're afraid to come out, man.
Yeah.
But good stuff, my friend. Well, hope we get another one out here. Hope we can do another 2 down here, some of the road. Can't even talk. Do number 2 down the road somewhere and see where you
Just
are.
call me anytime.
See if we can get some more guys to compete with you and get you on that podium as gold with people in your competition in your bracket.
We will. We'll see. But like I said, I don't mind being last when I'm 25 years older than they are.
That's
But,
awesome, man.
I'd rather be the same age and see what happens.
You got some. Someone come out there.
Like it's-
Someone show up, man. They have to show up.
Yeah. But yeah, give me a call sometime and I'll keep listening to you. I do love your logo.
Hey, cool.
I don't know where you got that from. That's cool.
I had a guy make it for me. He owns. Let me throw a prop out there. He's Aces Training Studio out there in Round Lake, Illinois. My buddy Lou, he has his own jiu-jitsu school. He designed it for us and everything. I have one customer, not one customer. I'm sorry. One of our listeners out there got it on the back of his hand. It was really cool. So
Okay.
you could do my logo as a tattoo on you.
I might. You better watch it. I might think about doing that.
All right, brother. You're a good man. We'll talk soon, my friend. Thank you for taking the time to come out with us today, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Tony.
Lines on my face like cracks in the road. Still chasing fire through the years half slow.